so na menko Amenfi Central na mene Obed Anonwi ya ono director for the NDC communication director in Nkomo ye maso no na homanje data menza mo achieve you say the otemenka fantastic okay entina mi bisa say I will say oba constituency no more tension kakra ne ade die na party no moye you disqualify mo candidate no I hear you are going to the Supreme Court and won some say
Menya and the said news no ebaye. But before then no I granted a press conference because now Intel yeah pick on grounds no actually say EC no per se or yeah sadia no. And fortunately for EC no officially no Wamaya who say your candidate no has been disqualified. And this morning no we don't want to disclose much of your plans because plans may be brainy indoors. But one thing we can assure you is that we are heading to the Supreme Court this morning. The outcome of the case now, and I say release now, EC at the buy, because we find it difficult to understand. You the EC, we are supervisor of all the elections in this country. Amenfi Central on the 31st of May, your first election. EC were there to supervise the elections. On the 2nd of September, and only the first elections, second one, the EC official was there to supervise the elections. Also, my candidate Mensa, Madam Juanajan Kudu, Amenfi, say she is the validly elected parliamentary candidate for Amenfi Central. On the Monday, we submitted all the forms that is required by the EC. At the file say on a name over NDC or Amenfi Central. So what has happened? There are more answers to a nominal EC at the ban. But this morning we are heading to the Supreme Court, and by 12 o'clock, the verdict of the Supreme Court will be out for everybody to see. Okay, NT, you better ready, you better Supreme Court. But you baby say, where is I self-inflicting? I'm call for the didn't say me in there. Mamino, she was not duly elected near there. We didn't want more party and I'm some 5 members from our party and a petition in the secondary high court. Say, my candidate, Honorable Juanajan. The documents now are presented here, no. They do a while, Omujutuma, and I had to go secondary high court. Now the reliefs now almost sorting say the first election that was organized should be annulled and the fresh elections conducted. Yet the party understands the democratic processes of the people. Our party is the National Democratic Congress, and we believe in rule of law. And Chinuya said, if this is the relief that you are sorting out, then let's annul the first elections and organize the first elections. Now, the person now, or say on Chasian, what is the current member of parliament for Amenfi Central, you participated in the second elections. What you did was you forged documents, and based on that, we told you, say, because you forged your documents into we don't want to say a public, because when it comes to public, it's going to destroy the image of the party and it's going to destroy your own image. And based on that, advise yourself. Then you advise yourself, say you are not going to partake in the elections. Meanwhile, you accepted to participate in that election. Election will say obi document why do you then participate in that elections? And you say yourself reflected, as you are saying, but Limpana on say election on Chasiano, he then contested for the elections. You forged documents, man. Deputy youth organizer, the guy is a student in UBS Kamale. Now you forged the document, you use his ID card without the knowledge of the guy. And this is what happened. Yes, it is self-inflicted. Yes, the EC does not have power to disqualify somebody. EC does not have that power to disqualify a candidate without recourse to the court. And yet, as you are saying, wait for us. Yet it is inflicted. Okay. Supreme Court will determine what it should be. That's a DNA cost what you I said they be what you. And because as I told you, no, the attention Amenfi Central is serious. It's really serious. And some of the party members they don't want to understand what is happening in Amenfi Central.
Okay, well, any case Supreme Court to the near ready be free mobile.
We are joined on the line by Godwin Edwiju Kujo Tamakolo. He's Director Legal of the National Democratic Congress. Thank you very much for your time. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
I hope you're well.
How are you?
I'm doing well, and I hope you're well too.
God is faithful, and we thank Him for that.
Great. Has this letter come?
Is that Nancy's voice out there?
Yes, that's Nancy.
Okay.
Okay. I thought you had something to say. Anyway, to her.
No, I wanted her to send me Momo.
Oh, she should send you Momo.
Yeah.
Okay. This strategy is very famous.
Your laughter gives the impression that she cannot give me Momo.
Oh no. Nancy is more than capable of sending you Momo.
I'm not comfortable with trying to undermine the capacity of this backbone.
No. I have full faith in her capacity.
Then withdraw that.
Okay. It's difficult to withdraw a laughter. That's the challenge. Well, I'm sure this letter has come to your attention, has it?
Yes.
Okay. What is your response to this?
This game of politics, you must always be ready for anything. And I mean anything. But when they do happen, you must be ready to respond to the matters that will come up. You understand?
Yes.
And as far as I'm concerned, we shall surmount this.
You shall surmount this.
Oh, yes.
You're suggesting that you anticipated this?
Yes. You know, when you go to a particular constituency and the MPP says, oh, we'll do everything to get your candidate qualified, and see such a majority by the Electoral Commission, it feels that, look, you just said, what? On 30.
Laura, please, I think we'll call you back. Let's call you back because your line keeps breaking, either on another line or on the same line. Let's try again because it's important we hear what he's saying. I think he's suggesting that they anticipated that this was going to happen, and I don't know if I heard him well because the line kept breaking. He's saying that they are telling them in the constituency, they are telling the NDC in the constituency, Amenfi Central, that the MPP is telling them we'll do everything to get your candidate disqualified. I don't know if I got lawyer right. Let's try again. Are you
better?
Yes. Are you suggesting that the NDC in Amenfi Central is being told by the NPP that they will get their candidate disqualified?
And that they will get their candidate disqualified by the DC.
Really?
I have personally called people, and you have a situation where people tell you that we're under pressure for a particular outcome. You understand? I won't be on this platform and lie. Look, I've called people on Monday. I spoke to a top DC official. He said, look, we're under pressure. On Tuesday evening again, I had a call in relation to this. Even when I demanded, they said no, it should not be given out. Now guess what? The letter was written on the 10th.
Yes.
Why is it being released now? It tells you the sinister. You see, I've been showing myself for a particular reason. Sana, our democracy is under threat.
Okay.
Hello, Sana, you
yes, I can hear you.
I'm saying our democracy is under threat.
Under threat from who?
Evil forces.
Evil forces.
Yes, principalities. But you see, in all of this, I don't blame them. I blame the level of indiscipline within the NDC. So now, the party went to primary on the 13th of May in Amenfi. The city MP contested and lost to Joanna Kujijan. Now, when the city MP lost, he became aggrieved and started all kinds of machinations. Eventually, he sponsored. Hello?
Yes, I'm listening to you clearly.
Eventually, he sponsored. And when we finish, I will share audio record. Okay?
Okay.
Of the MP, Peter Kwache Aka, directly instigating a lawsuit against the party's candidate using proxy.
An audio recording which he says is the one, or
in fact, you are doing a video conference, this conference call, plotting what to do, Senna. You know me, I won't come and malign anybody. So we went to court. The judge told me to try and make a settlement. Can you imagine that? The running mate was in Western region to try to resolve the matter. Do you know that?
Professor Nana Jinopokwadjuma intervened?
Absolutely. The former MP for Amenfi Central, Dr. Frankebu, intervened. The political committee of the party, and everybody in the party knows the political committee, is chaired by Clear himself. Intervened. In fact, the Honorable Doajaho, the MPs go and give commitment to this, and then the next time he's doing the Western. I personally had a word with him, and he told me point blank that he has nothing to lose. Yes. I will not come on your platform and lie about anybody. He told me personally, and that his children are in abroad, this, and he has properties in Accra, he has nothing to lose.
I see.
I said, oh, is that so? This is a man who we gave him DC. This is a man who got the... In fact, and you see, the shocking part is that this man defeated a sitting MP to become our parliamentary candidate in 2016. Can you imagine? You defeated George Atta, our then MP for Amenfi Central, in 2016 to become the parliamentary candidate and MP. You have done 2 terms plus DCE, almost 13 years in that area. And now you tell us that, oh, you have nothing to lose. So, Professor Jinana came to the regional chairman's residence, had a meeting with the plaintiff, and in the meeting they'll tell you, oh, we want to make a call. And then we'll go out and call him. And he said, no, don't agree. Huh? What? Look. Now, fast forward. The court granted an injunction. When the court granted an injunction restraining the candidate, I appealed it. Applied to stay the execution before him, per the procedure. He refused. So we went to the Court of Appeal. Now, the Court of Appeal was supposed to have presided to be, you know, there is a Court of Appeal that sits in second day.
Yes.
So they were supposed to sit on the 17th of July.
Okay.
You know, after July, we'll come back in October.
Yes.
Now, within that period, the EC served notice that they will open nomination in September. So the party said, okay, the relief that the plaintiffs were seeking included annulment of the election.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and annul the election. So we annul the election and open fresh nominations.
Okay.
The sitting MP applied, Joanna Kujo, and I think 2 more. At the point, the others withdrew. So it was left with Joanna and the MP, Honorable Kwasi. I am restrained, but I think I need to put this thing out. The vetting committee comprised of a national vice, Abanga, Elikem Protocol,
okay,
Madame Difa Gomashi, George Lowe, Honorable. Now, when Kwasi appeared before the committee, they opened his nomination form and the attachment. Then realized that he had forged the signatures of 2 branch executives.
Forged?
And the deputy constituency, yes, the deputy constituency youth organizer, Jones. So the vetting committee said, look, these things are very serious things that you have done. What's the yes, sir? What's the yes, sir? Then he said, look, looking at the gravity of what has happened, you withdrew at the stage of the vetting. And this was on the 7th of September at the party headquarters. So the next day, which was the 8th, the party proceeded to conduct the election in Amenfi. Now, guess who supervised the election?
Who?
The Electoral Commission. Senna, are you on there?
Yes, I'm listening to you. I'm listening to your narration.
I am saying that the Electoral Commission that today is purporting to rely on a so-called injunction or whatsoever was the Electoral Commission that supervised the September election. Guess when the purported injunction was granted? May 2024.
Before this rerun happened.
You see?
This is before this rerun happened.
Exactly. So if there was this injunction the EC now claims, why did you come to supervise the election? Sena?
Okay.
Help me.
No, so they were aware, clearly they were aware of this injunction, but didn't stop them from supervising the rerun.
Sena, they supervise the election in America. Sena, they came and supervise the election. In fact, I have forwarded something to your inbox. Can you have a look at it?
Okay. Okay. Yes, I'm looking at it now.
Who do you see there?
I'm not sure who that is, but I see people in jackets that are usually worn by the Electoral Commission on election day, during an election.
That is the district EC officer from Amenfi.
The one holding the mic.
At the 2 ends.
Okay.
Senna. So it is the Electoral Commission. In fact, I've sent you another one. I just want you to see the duplicity, the mischief that this Electoral Commission wants to perpetuate. So are you there?
Yes. Be that as it may, they've written that letter.
Yes, so by close of day, the General Secretary of our party is going to address the press on this matter.
Okay, by close of day?
Yes, in fact, it's supposed to be at exactly 10 today.
Okay. On second thought, don't you think you should have dealt with the pending application and gone ahead with the stay of execution?
You say?
Don't you think you should have moved the motion for a stay of execution at the Court of Appeal?
Oh, you are not following. I'm doing that. We filed a stay on the 4th of July.
Okay.
And the stay was to be made on the 17th of July.
Okay.
Before the vacation.
Okay.
The Court of Appeal has a team that sits in second.
Okay.
On the 17th, they didn't come.
Okay.
Meaning that they can only come in October.
Okay.
However, in September, the EC served notice of opening nomination.
Okay. So you needed to act fast.
So the party decided to annul that election and to rerun it.
So essentially, what they were looking for in court had been granted by the decision of the party.
To annul the result. In fact, I believe B and C was to have the election annulled and rerun.
And I'm wondering, because this letter sounds interesting. After the annulment, because now the judicial vacation is over, have the plaintiffs gone to court to seek any further action?
In fact, as I said to you, the election that happened on the 8th of September is not the subject matter of any legal disputes.
I see. Did they ask for the disqualification of Joanna Kujo from contesting in the rerun?
I'm saying that it's not a subject matter. Nobody even went to court in relation of the rerun. But you see, listen, for the sake of argument, the order that the Electoral Commission is relying on, is it not an interlocutory?
Yes.
Is it a final?
No.
Has the final matter been? So complete premature decision.
I see. Okay. We'll be waiting for what the General Secretary of the party will say.
Okay.
But thank you very much for sharing this with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Lawyer Godwin Eduji Kujo Tamako is Director Legal of the National Democratic Congress. Like he's indicated, the General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, Mr. Fifi Fiavikoite, will address the press on this matter today. So they will be communicating exactly what they will do about this action. Yeah. A few things, because this one, there are questions that I have that can only be answered by the Electoral Commission. What triggered this letter?
That's
simple question. So easy. And you didn't state, because you didn't even say the plaintiffs wrote a letter to them indicating that they were still pursuing. And even if the plaintiffs
was drawn to,
how can the attention be drawn to something that has been in existence for a long time? I'm sure when the order was made, you had a lawyer in court. I'm sure you have been served with notice of that injunction. What can your attention be drawn to an injunction after you've supervised a rerun of the election and an annulment of the election? You should be going to court, informing the court that subsequent to the action that has come, the elections have been annulled and a rerun has been held. And let the court say whatever the court wants to say. And not to act in this manner. AEC is becoming like an interested party in this election.
They are running an advert.
That doesn't make sense.
Senna, I'd wanted to make a point on this issue, but then I saw this from a lawyer. So let me just read what Samson Ladiaine wrote.
Okay.
He says that, so this is a story actually. A private legal practitioner has argued that the Electoral Commission overstepped its legal boundaries by using an interlocutory injunction as grounds for to disqualify Joanna Kujo, the NDC's Amenfi Central parliamentary candidate. According to Samson, an injunction is a temporary order and does not have the legal weight to disqualify a candidate without a final court ruling. Let me take that again. According to Samson, an injunction is a temporary order and does not have the legal weight to disqualify a candidate without a final court ruling. Me, here, that has not been to any law school. That should be clear. I know that is what an injunction is. Now, Anyenene explained that interlocutory injunctions are provisional measures that do not settle the underlying legal dispute. Quote, an interlocutory injunction is not a perpetual injunction and it does not determine the rights of the parties involved. So to use that as the basis for disqualification is not only premature but also legally flawed. End quote. He further explained that the EC's decision appears even more questionable given that the original May 2023 election, which was the subject of the injunction, has been annulled by the NDC. The new election was held in September 2024, which the EC itself supervised. The Electoral Commission supervised the September 2024 election and declared Joanna Kujo duly elected. So, it's baffling that they would later disqualify her based on an injunction tied to the annulled May elections. He stressed that the EC should have understood that the injunction applied to an election that no longer had legal standing. So the injunction relates to the May 2023 election. There's no suit regarding the September 2024 election. It sounds absurd that the EC would disqualify her based on the issue that has already been settled through a fresh election. So I mean, and that's my point really.
Okay. Lawyer, take over.
Okay. Abusian kwa manaso na yene Peter Mponsa or your Deputy Constituency Secretary or Amenfi Central. Yano no any nkomo. Mr. Mponsa machin o. Na apombo ko de.
No, please call Mr. Mponsa back or call him on another line. Let's see if we can. We'll try and get him back on the line. And we're taking to the Amenfi Central constituency. Very interesting things happening in that constituency. The Electoral Commission has taken everyone.
I don't get the basis for which they are writing this letter.
It's like as if somebody writes a letter for you and you just put your letterhead on it. Because some of the things don't add up.
So if they go to court today and the court sets aside the injunction, what will happen?
They would have disqualified Joanna Jankudu. It doesn't make sense because what the court is essentially telling you is that you can go ahead with all other processes.